Welcome back to the Green Valley Sports Complex. It is the losers brackets final. New York Gremlins out in the field won the coin toss against the JB squad from Agora Hills, California. The Gremlins from Clifton Park, New York. East Coast, West Coast. It's a rematch from Thursday night when JB won in a walk-off over the Gremlins. The Gremlins fresh off a 4-2 victory over the Bear Creek Express from Ontario. Semifinal will toe the rubber for the Gremlins. He'll face Ishmael Pena leading off for JB. Set the defense for you. Out in left, Matthew Waugh. Center, Benny Anoka. In right field, Brian Abry. Around the horn, Jerome Remeke, Cole Evans, Ladislaw Maller-Zook, and Wayne Laulu at first base for the Gremlins. Behind the plate is Nick Mullins, and this one is Lash Fowl down the left side. Pena will be followed by Lenny Villavazzo. In the 3 spot, presumably, is Nico Carrillo. And 4 will be Rogelio Sequeira, then Rafael Flores. And we'll catch you up on the remainder of the lineup as we get it coming in from the JB team. Blair Setford, Joe Todd with you on the ISC Network. Thanks for joining us here on Championship Saturday, slightly delayed by about 3.5 hours. We actually expected to be about 7 minutes away from the championship game as we're starting this one, and down on strikes goes Ishmael Pena. But we had a Midwest monsoon go through here at around 2:30, and we had to take all the teams off the fields, about a 3.5 hour delay to get the diamonds dried out. The grounds crew's done an absolutely marvelous job here at the Green Valley Sports Complex to get us back on the fields tonight so we can bring you the conclusion of the 76th annual ISC World Tournament. Joe Todd, Lenny Villavazzo at the plate. What hasn't this guy done here this week?
He's hit up a storm. Done a great job. Lenny Villavazzo is 6 for 11, 545, 2 home runs, 2 RBIs.
That's the JB.
Thank you to Luciano for getting the score ribbon set up as we tap into the Game Changer feed. Luciano is busy scurrying around the park trying to get the cameras reset as we have moved diamonds. As you can tell, this is not the regular championship diamond here at the Green Valley Sports Complex. Lifted way up in the air. Ben Anoka will come on in a run from center and will make the catch. Ladislaw Maller-Zook took 2 steps out on the grass, decided he was going to let Benny Anoka come get that one, Joe.
Yeah, he ran a long way for it, but Ben Anoka was in a good position to pick it up.
Well, the old expression, Joe Todd, water covers 2/3 of the earth. Ben Anoka covers the rest. Nico Carrillo to the plate. Carrillo came over from the Hill United Chiefs, a couple of championships with the Chiefs, an MVP in 2017. And he caught the final out last year in Eldridge, Iowa, about 15 minutes up the road. Villavazzo in his first year with the Gremlins and has had a fantastic season, been the winning pitcher in a couple of the tournaments for the Gremlins. Most recently, the Boys of Summer at Circle Tap, and we will be in Circle Tap next year for the 77th ISC World Tournament. Little 2-hopper squirts through the legs of Laulu, and covering is Ladislaw Maller-Zook. In the backhand toss, they get Nico Carrillo.
Is that a 3-4-3?
That is another 3-4-3. We've had 2 of those this week now. You think you've seen everything, and then you see it again. Scoreless through the top of the first, home half coming up here on the ISC Network. The annual Boys of Summer tournament is held every July at the Circle Tap Bar and Grill in Denmark, Wisconsin. We host some of the top teams in the game at one of the best venues in softball. The atmosphere of old-time fast pitch with all of the amenities of a full-service bar and grill in the grounds can't be beat. Reduced rate hotels about 10 minutes from the park are available in Green Bay. To bring your team to the annual Boys of Summer tournament next July, contact Dean Kane at deankane16@gmail.com. Thanks to Circle Tap for their support of the broadcast program. Leading off in his customary spot, Matthew Waugh for the New York Gremlins. Jerome Remeke will hit 2, Beninoka 3. Zenon Winters draws into the 4th spot in place of the injured Eric Ochoa. Wayne Laulu is at first base in the 5-hole. Cole Evans, Brian Avery, Ladislaw Malherzuk, and Nick Mullins for the New York Gremlins. Defensively for J&B, just real quick, left field is Mariano Montero, center Yusuf Davis, right field Cesar Rodriguez, and then around the horn, Rogelio Sequeira, Ishmael Pena, Lenny Villavazo, Juan Villavazo. It is Ramon Godoy pitching to Rafa Flores. Joe almost able to do that from memory by now.
Yes, 3 games in a row there.
Called a strike on Matthew Waugh. Joe, prior to that win on Thursday night, JB was 0-4 against the Gremlins this year. So a monkey off their back. They know that they can beat this team.
And the New York Gremlins trying to avenge that loss.
Well, the Gremlins on a mission here. It was 3 for 3 on Championship Saturday was their little motto coming into today. Upstairs from Godoy. Joe, we talked about this just briefly. None of the teams have played on this diamond this week. Neither of these teams, at least. So a little bit different and new experience for them.
Even for both teams.
Swing and a miss, and down goes Matthew Waugh. And that's a good start for Ramon Godoy, something that Bear Creek was unable to do in the last game, Joe, was have a good, clean first inning.
Yes, Ramon Godoy has had a great start. Threw a great first pitch strike to Matthew Waugh and puts him ahead in the count and then sets him down.
Godoy to Remeke, swing and a miss. No, I think you would just haul the plug. There's a plug right at the base of home plate there.
She did bring that up.
Upstairs to Remeke. Joe, a line shot off the bat of Jerome Remeke got the Gremlins on the board early in the Bear Creek game. Home run to left field. Opposite shot for Jerome Remeke. Not the first here this week. Won't be the last. I won't hazard a guess.
He's been pulling a lot out to left field. He's been willing to take that outside pitch and drive it.
Just into the bottom of the first, if you're just joining us on the IC Network, Blair Septard, Joe Todd, JB out on the field in the black, trimmed with gold. White pinstripes for the New York Gremlins. That one is outside, ball 4. Jerome Remeke, a 1-out walk. Top of the first, 3 up, 3 down for JB. Here in the bottom, Matthew Waugh down on strikes, and now Jerome Remeke with the 1-out walk. Brings Ben Anoka to the plate.
Ben Anoka went 3 for 3 in the JB game on Thursday night. Nice pitch on that inside corner of the plate. If Anoka was swinging at it, he was just going to jam his hand, so decided to leave it off. Still waiting for his pitch.
To Hopper, out to Villavazo, and an easy flip to first. Call it 2, and we'll make it 3 as JB sets down the Gremlins in order. Scoreless through 1. Joe has the makings of a good one.
Yes, stay tuned.
2 Hall of Fame players. 1, a 3-time All-World player and twice the leading hitter at the ISC World Tournament. The other, a 5-time All-World player who led the World Tournament in RBIs in 2008. Reese Casely and Travis Wilson, our teammates, our friends, our family. Congratulations, Reese and Travis, from all of us on the New York Gremlins on your induction into the ISC Hall of Fame.
And yeah, I know that's the incorrect billboard. That was the one for the last game. We had that set up when we were going to be originally on the main diamond. We set that up last night. Luciano Lafrano, our technical producer, is running around the park like a madman trying to get a couple of cameras set up so that we can bring you at least a 3/4 production, if not more, for the championship game here on this particular diamond. Thank you for staying with us through the rain delay and that losers bracket semi this morning. 2 parts. Single camera for the losers bracket final here with the Gremlins and JB. And we will look to get our multi-camera production back in swing in the championship game. The one thing we haven't been able to find yet, Joe, is somebody with a dome willing to host us, a retractable one at that. A little slow roller out to second. And Mallard Zook will toss to first for the first out of the inning. Rafa Flores comes to the plate. Shin guard tap for his fellow catcher Nick Mullins. Handshake for home plate umpire Trevor Topping. Joe Todd, our blue crew today.
At first base, Robbie Duran from Wisconsin. At third base is Mark Karras from Arizona.
And Trevor Topping, of course, from Kitchener, Ontario. Joe Flores is having a week. Huge home run the other night in the Gremlin game.
Flores is 5 for 14, 357, 1 home run, and 4 RBIs throughout the week.
Don't tick this guy off at the plate. Seems to swing even harder when he's mad.
Get him laughing.
Upstairs and away from Villavazo. Downstairs. 3-1. And outside, ball 4. So Rafa Flores works a walk. And that bring up Juan Villavazo. Joe, we noted this the other night. He's got some pretty snazzy gear on with the gold shin guard that covers the top of the foot as well. He's got some gold paneling on that arm guard.
Got some pretty snappy spikes, too.
They didn't have those back in your day when you were coaching, did you?
No. A lot of our guys are White Shoes Johnson.
I remember wearing white spikes. Flores doing some batting coaching from first base or Juan Villavazo. Inside from Sammy Villavazo. Boom. There's a called strike.
Now is the birdie job.
And that's ball 4 to Juan Villavazo. 2 successive walks, Joe. Not
the situation you want to put yourself early in the game.
Not what Sammy Villavazo wanted, and thank you for finishing that thought.
Very important now, Sammy Villavazo has to concentrate, work hard against Montero here.
Called strike in the outside corner. So Montero, as he does, starts with the bat forward, brings it back, and this one fouled off at the plate. And Joe, you and I are both thinking it's a lot of maybe unnecessary motion, but it's whatever makes you comfortable.
Yeah, it's tough to change at this time of the week.
Well, or this stage of your career. And follow that one right back into the screen. Montero will be the co-captain for Argentina and the incoming captain as they head to the WBSC World Cup in Auckland. Bruno Matroni, the longtime captain for the Argentina Blue, will be bidding adieu. Swing and a miss. Good rise ball from Semi Villavazo there to set down Montero.
Good recovery for Samuel Vazzo after those 2 walks.
Well, 2 down. He'll have to contend with Cesar Rodriguez. This one misses downstairs.
I would think that's a good place to keep that ball. With 2 out and 2 runners on base.
Well, we've seen what Cesar Rodriguez to do when you hang one to him. Saw that the other night as he made a ball disappear to right field. One ball, 1 strike. Josh Pettit is already throwing down the right side for the Gremlins. Called a strike inside corner. Rodriguez wasn't sure about that one.
Okay. It's very small. The here is small. No? Yeah, this is small.
This one is fouled down the right side again.
You found. Okay. Can change it for this.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Up and in to Rodriguez. And chop foul. Good battle here, Joe. Up to, got to be 8 or 9 pitches at least.
Yes. Great little one-on-one battle here. Cesar Rodriguez against Villavazo. Pressure situation in the game here. J&B got to crack it. Getting some runners on base and scoring.
This one is flared down the right field line. That's going to go foul. Had the right idea, Joe, to try and just extend that over the infield. Ladislav Malorczuk covers a lot of ground out there, but
Well, he just tried to punch it.
yeah. Luciano Lafrano works faster than any known human being alive, Joe Todd. Very fast. He's got about a quarter of his setup from across the room over to this diamond now. Downstairs, and we're going to go to a full count. It's got to be 11 or 12 pitches now just to Rodriguez. We were full sunshine here, Joe, about 40 minutes ago, 45 minutes ago, but the diamond entirely in shade as the sun sets off to our right. Upstairs, walks the bases loaded.
think that might be the unintentional intentional walk?
I don't think so. You don't normally take 11, 12 pitches to do an unintentional intentional walk. But I hear what you're saying, because the 9 batter is Yusuf Davis in the order. Yusuf has struggled to get on track here this week, but you're still taking your chances. He can punch a ball through the hole very quickly.
And if he gets on base, he's a jackrabbit.
Up and in to Davis, ball 1.
Semi Villavazo cannot afford to get behind the count here.
Lifted way up. Benanoka will come over. Avery's coming on, and he heard Benanoka and pulled up short. I was worried we were going to have a collision out there, Joe, but Avery did the right thing and gave way.
Good communication skills back and forth.
Coolbet. Comfortably thrilling.
Josenan Winters has made almost a miraculous recovery from that twisted ankle he suffered a couple of nights back in the JB game. Going after a fly ball, turned his ankle, hopped on one leg, holding the other after the fly ball, made the catch, crumpled to the ground in pain. Rest of that game off, got some treatment and therapy, and I'm sure there is a lot of tape around that right ankle, and I doubt he could go a full 100%. But the way he's hitting the ball right now, half the time he just has to jog around the bases anyway.
Yeah, he's got lots of time to recuperate after tonight's games are over. Still not 100% by no means.
Upstairs. If you're following the Legends tournament, I would invite you to go to iscfastpitch.com. Go to the tournament page. There is live scoring for the Legends available on that page. Two Hopper on the infield. Vinny Villavazo has lots of time to gather that up as Winters makes a slow jog down first base. First out of the inning. So just to complete the thought on the Legends, they were finishing their semifinal games. Both of those games were in the 6th inning. And the championship game, Joe, should probably be underway right about now. I think it's going on the diamond to our right. Yep. And I'm honestly not even sure who's in it. I can tell you Lamplighter is not in it because they're off having some pops in the pavilion area. So that would suggest to me at least that Sudbury is in the final. Sudbury Relics.
Sudbury was one of the teams I saw when I went downstairs.
And I think I see Jim Corbett down under the pavilion as well, which would suggest that Toronto Dieppe Ridge is not in the final. So that should be all seasons then. But you can follow, and there it is right there, Sudbury Relics, All Season Patriots. Thank you. You can follow the Legends alongside our broadcast with live scoring from the tournament page on the ISC website, iscfastpitch.com. Called a strike on Wayne Laulu. Wayne playing first base, and not unfamiliar to Wayne, but it is territory not often seen. Laced. That's going to get to the gap on a hop off the fence. Laulu on his horse and into second with a stand-up double and a big fist pump. Wayne Laulu.
That was a rope.
For those asking about the Spanish language broadcast, we expect to have Spanish language coming on in the championship final. Luciano Lafrano is busy setting up the cameras and the electronics for the championship final. Cole Evans swings over the top, and we expect to be back to our multi-camera stream in the championship game, and we'll be bringing that to you, we plan to, in both English and Spanish. Swing and a miss over the top by Cole Evans. How good do you think that double felt for Wayne Laulu?
That put him in another floor, just coming off the ground floor when we're talking about an elevator. Wayne Laulu trying to tease those Rafael Flores to throw the ball down.
Well, we know Flores loves to throw the ball. Keep an eye on Lenny Villavazo at second, sneaking into behind second base. Here's a chopper that's going to go foul down the left side. And this one is drilled by Evans out to left. Laulu with a hand clap halfway home from third, and he comes around to score the game's first run. And if Wayne Laulu was just off the ground floor, Cole Evans probably feels like he's getting out of the basement, Joe.
Great job by Cole Evans to finally get some offense going, contribute on that offensive side. Got a little smile on him right now.
Yeah, big smile. He's had a couple of hits here and there, but the last few at-bats, the last couple of days, he has really scuffled. He's hit the ball hard a couple of times, couldn't buy a break. Had a couple of strikeouts along the way, and here gets a big RBI to get the Gremlins out in front, 1-0 here, bottom of the second inning in the loser bracket final. Good pitch from Godoy. Get a strike on Brian Avery. And swing and a miss there. Good pitch by Godoy. Just keeping the ball down and away from Avery. Nothing up and in the zone.
No, you're going to have to keep that ball down by the knees, in between the belt and the knees.
Well, he pokes this one out to the right side, and again, just going with where they pitch it.
Yes. You want to take it out there? He'll hit it out there.
And he's big enough and strong enough to hit the ball out to right field, too.
Good upper body strength there. Across those shoulders.
Flores with the first mound meeting of the afternoon. Trevor Topping is going to bring Flores back to the plate. Joe, there will be no crashing through fences here on this diamond. It's a permanent fence, and as spectacular as those have been, it often has come at the expense of offense.
Yes.
Avery down on strikes there. Good sequence by Ramon Godoy to keep the ball down. So Malheur-Zouk to the plate, and this is almost like a Tuesday night league game in the Argentine League down in Paraná. Godoy pitching against Malheur-Zouk.
Gremlins trying to add to that one run that's on the board already this inning.
Evans has got good wheels out at first. And on the move, well, no bluff. Fooled me. You may not want to do that too often, Joe. You will draw a throw from Flores.
He will throw right from that spot, too, where he's at right now.
And upstairs, ball 4. So as good a sequence as he had with Brian Avery. Can't find the zone against Malheur-Zouk. And that will take us down to Nick Mullins.
Second walk of the game offered by Godoy.
And again, for those who are tuning into the ISC network, looking for the Softball Premier TV feed in Spanish, we've had to move from one diamond to another, and that necessitates moving all the cameras, all the gear. And Luciano Lafrano is busy undertaking that task right now so that we can have our multi-camera setup for the championship game. He's getting there, and don't be surprised if he finds a way to make that happen before this one is over. Can't promise it, won't promise it, but he's working hard, and we're all fortunate, all of us here in the booth, and for everybody watching around the world. Big thank you to Luciano Lafrano, Catrono Lafrano, for all the work they've done here this week and looking to bring you the championship game with our multi-camera setup. Flores tried to draw that one back in.
Godoy having a rough time finding a plate this inning.
Game Changer is working to fix their little flaw there. We'll look to get that score ribbon back momentarily.
Two balls.
There, pumps in a strike. Mullins taking all the way. Godoy have to hurry in the dirt, dug out by Juan Villavazo. Oh, good gold glove play over there. Juan Villavazo to pull that one out of the fire. That could have been dangerous.
Great glove.
Gremlins get one. They lead by one. We'll go to top of the third. Here, the losers bracket final.
Does your game need work? Want to get better every game? Every at-bat? You need Lumberjack Sports, focusing on exceptional quality and providing players with reliable, long-lasting product. Lumberjack Sports brings you in-game equipment and off-field workout gear, designed and tested by top fastball player Nick Shales. Hard work, strength, and all-around commitment to getting the job done, and done right, is the motto for Lumberjack Sports. Learn from the best. Play like the best. Check out lumberjacksports.ca. Does your game need work?
Top of the shop for J&B, Ishmael Pena. Called strike in the outside corner.
Second time through the order now. We'll see how the JB batters adapt to Villavazzo.
Well, a lot of them should be very familiar with Semifinal. Called a strike again in that outside corner. They're all on the Mexican national team together. Pena, the two Villavazzos, Cesar Rodriguez.
JB squandered a big opportunity in the second inning when they left the bases loaded with 3 walks by Villavazzo.
They may indeed look back at that one and go, what if? Downstairs. Long time out there for Villavazo. This one, Evans into the hole. Strong throw, but off the bag and safe as Laulu had to go up to get the ball. And you can see him leave the base, Joe, and the foot come down from Ishmael Pena. Good call out there by Cody Lefebvre or Rob Duran?
Robbie Duran from Wisconsin.
It was a strong throw, but actually probably a little bit too strong from Cole Evans, Joe.
A little high.
And that's what I mean, too strong.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to have to give Cole an error.
So Lenny Villavazo. And called a strike. And I don't know if he's cooled off just a little bit, Joe. He might only be hitting 500 now.
Yes, that is correct. 6 for 12.
Time at the plate, reset for Villavazo. And time again, still not right. Mullins. He might get in Villavazo's ear a little bit about the multiple timeout calls. Mullins not afraid to voice his opinion. That one off the outside corner. Think back to the Hallman tournament at the end of July. Gremlins were playing the Twins, and Zara and Mata had questioned a couple of pitches in a row. And Mullins, rather, who was at the plate, turned around and said to Zara, "Not every pitch your guy throws is a strike."
I remember that.
And the two of them got to jawing a little bit and had to get separated. Nothing serious,
No.
but just Mullins expressing his thoughts. This one is lifted out to center. Anoka will range over to right center in the gap and tagging Pena up to second base. That's good base running, Joe. He went right to the first base as he saw that Ben Anoka was going to have to go to the gap, and as a left-hander, he was going to have to turn, plant, and throw, which would take an extra half a second, and that was just enough for him to get all the way up to second base.
Very smart running, very smart coaching over at first base.
Yeah, don't mind.
Nico Carrillo to the plate. And this one is slash foul, but that's going to go out of play down the right side.
Nico Carrillo, 4 for 13 in the tournament with 1 home run.
And this is one thing that could be done to speed up the game, too. Not waiting around for balls to come back in. Get a ball out to the pitcher and get play underway.
Yes, I agree, totally.
That's a dead ball at the plate. Remeke will go to first just in case.
Good practice.
You never know. We've seen guys thought it was a dead ball and were out left standing in the batter's box.
Wayne Laulu very sharp over there. This was the 3-4-3 put out back in the first inning.
Out of play. Yeah, that was almost a Bill Buckner. Little slow roller up around first. Through his legs. If you're unfamiliar with that one, look up the 1986 World Series. Carrillo chases after a drop ball in the outside corner and is down on strikes. And another meeting on the mound. Rogelio Sequeira. Joe, we've seen some flashes from Sequeira. Certainly strong defensively, but hasn't quite gotten untracked here this week offensively.
No, not yet. JB management team would love to see him add some power there. He's batting out of that 4-hole.
Question, Joe, in the chat about the Legends game. Unfortunately, not this year. With the weather delay, we've had to rejig the schedule. We did originally have the Legends game on the streaming schedule today, but with a 3.5-hour rain delay and just finding diamonds that were going to be salvageable, this is the best we can bring. A hot shot caught by Cole Evans. Can't hit it any harder. Can't make a better play.
That just about knocked his glove off.
Joe, the crowd that's here still buzzing about that hot shot off the bat of Rogelio Sequeira, and then the play by Cole Evans. Half a step to his left, that's all he had the time for. Got the glove up, the ball was on him just like that.
Rocket off the bat there, but a great glove, great focus to stay with that ball.
And before the first pitch, we get a mound visit. Top of the shop for the Gremlins, Matthew Waugh draws his line at the back of the batter's box. Every at bat, Matty comes up, lays the bat down, finds the back of the box. Had an idea to bunt. Haven't seen that really from Matty here this week. He's been busy hitting the ball to the right field every at bat.
6 for 13 so far in the tournament.
Well hit, deep right field, way back, way back and gone. Into the trees.
No, I don't think Matthew Waugh needs to bunt.
I think he can swing. I think he can swing it. Solo home run, Matthew Waugh, and the Gremlins now out in front 2-0. Joe, absolutely all of that. Cesar Rodriguez out there in right field never moved.
Roman Godoy got too much of that plate. Matthew Waugh driving that ball. Line shot over that center field fence.
No relief as Jerome Remeke steps in. Flores wanted that pitch worth strike. Fired a seed back to Roman Godoy. And he swung so hard his elbow guard came off again.
That happened the first time at the plate appearance, too. Needs a new Velcro strap.
I think he does, because he's not going to stop swinging that hard anytime soon.
Good power swing there by Remeke. Again, the pad coming off.
And chases outside. Don't often see Remeke go after a pitch out of the zone like that. So good sequence there from Roman Godoy. Sets down the power hitter in the 2 spot for the Gremlins. It'll take us to Ben Anoka. And Joe, maybe Flores a little bit fired up out there. He used to play for the Gremlins going back to 14, 15, 16.
Before the Mullins days.
Well, Mullins was playing shortstop back in those days.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They had Flores behind the plate. Change
Nice
up from
pitch.
Godoy. Yeah, real good one there. So he knows a lot of the Gremlins. Maybe a little bit of chirping going on right now. There are no friends right now between the lines. And again, for those asking in the chat, Luciano is busy setting up all the cameras for the championship game so we can get back to our multi-camera, multilingual broadcasts for the championship game. We expect to be in both Spanish and English for the championship. Bear with us, please, and thank you for joining us here on the ISC Network. Godoy's looking for that inside pitch on Beninoka. Can't get it.
Well, you're not going to get the inside and the outside.
That is a high hopper over to Sekera, but it's foul. Beninoka has a big rip at that one, but fouled it right back to the screen and an ooh from the Gremlins dugout.
Hopefully you can pick up that ambient sound from the crowd.
Upstairs, Anoka works a walk.
Three walks for Roman Godoy tonight.
Josenan Winters, one of the most intense individuals, and then you get him into a situation like this, he becomes almost scary with his laser focus. Anoka at first, Winters at the plate. Setup is inside, and it's downstairs, and Winters swings over the top. Way up outside for the setup. Flores leaped out there at the last second. You can see him go way out to his left.
Good job and a good target established by Flores, and Godoy hit the target.
Well, I don't know if they were expecting Beninoka to run. Now they're inside on Winters, and that's foul. I don't think they'll be running Benny, not 100% with either a groin or some type of core injury. He'll go on contact, but I don't think they're going to set him up with a straight
I
steal.
wouldn't think so, by no means.
Next game.
Winters down on strikes. We'll bring up Wayne Laulu, who just crushed a line drive to the gap in left center his last trip, and then came around to score. Nobody happier in the park than Wayne Laulu about that. Right to the shortstop, bobbled by Pena. Played that off to the side, Joe. He was charging it, but it was off to his side rather than in front of them, and that cost him.
Yes. Charged the ball extremely well, but just couldn't keep the... He had to lower his caboose, I guess is what I'm going to call it, and really come up and pick up that ball. He played the ball off the side of him.
Well, that to me was the big difference. If he charges that straight on, he's going to get it in front of him. He'll be able to handle that hop. If it's off to the side, you either get it or you don't. He clanked it off the heel. So 2 runners aboard, a walk and an error, and Evans squibs this foul. Evans had the RBI back in the second. And the 2 happiest guys in the park on that one, Cole Evans and Wayne Laulu, both of them struggling to get on track and happy to make contributions. That one is lifted way foul down the right side. Rodriguez was able to track that down deep into the corner. It was actually on the other side of the fence. There is an opening between the outfield fence and the out of play fence. Outside.
Roman Godoy slowed down the pace a lot.
And this one inside, and Evans has to jackknife out of it. Joe, watch Evans. He just gets further and further into his crouch as he gets into the box and gets set, and then with the pitch on the way, it's really going downwards. This one is laced into the gap in right center. And gone! A 3-run home run for Cole Evans. And the cheers erupt from the Gremlins dugout as he races around the bases, and huge fist bumps and high fives for Cole Evans as he gets something he has been waiting for, Joe, the entire week, a home run here in the ISC World Tournament.
A good time to peak at your best part of the game. 2 for 2 today.
And that's
those 2 hits are huge.
That's going to be it for Ramon Godoy, now trailing 5-0. And we'll get Maxi Montero on, who must have been warming up on the diamond adjacent. Montero came in relief and got the win the other night against the Gremlins, but now trailing 5-0. And this team, Joe, is on a roll. Look out if they get going.
Do you need a reliable supply of products to run your business? Are you tired of having to deal with multiple suppliers to get everything you need? Absolute Business Supply is your dedicated, full-service business supply partner, offering over 400,000 products and unmatched customer service. At ABS, we aren't just selling products. We offer a commitment to building meaningful relationships with our customers, getting to know your business goals so we can provide the best possible solutions for your needs. Find us on the web at absolutebusinesssupply.ca and let us get it for you.
That's Max Montero warming up for JB. And again, for the questions in the comments around the Legends game, as mentioned previously, we've had a 3.5-hour rain delay. We've had to salvage the available diamond time and space where we can. And the priority is the ISC World Tournament games. The Legends game is ongoing. We apologize that we were unable to bring it to you live here in the streaming. You can follow it live on Game Changer. And my understanding is that Sudbury is out in front 6-0. Well, I'm going to look out the window, and I'm going to see that it's 10-0 for Sudbury in the third inning. So the Relics well on the way to another championship in ISC Legends. Joe, you were mentioning that Cole Evans, a slew of RBIs here in this game.
4 of the 5 runs now have been driven in by Cole Evans, the other by Matthew Waugh on that home run in the third inning.
So Evans, a late bid for Rookie of the Year, coming from well back down the stretch.
Certainly in the running now.
Avery to the plate. And a called strike in the outside corner to open up things for Max Montero.
That error and the 3-run home run, all with 2 out, too.
And swing and a miss by Avery. Well, there was a walk immediately preceding that, too, was there not?
Nope. Strikeout to Zenon.
Walk somewhere in there to Inoka. That one's fouled off. You can see Flores go right down to one knee. That's how low he wanted that pitch. Oh, this one fouled back to the screen. Avery is going to want that one back. He'll be thinking about that one. Viavazo will not be able to get back to the bag in time. I don't know if Lenny was going to get all the way over there to get that one, Joe. Maybe, but Juan Viavazo, he got the glove on it. If he'd fielded it cleanly, he maybe beats Avery back to the bag, but it was in and out of the glove, and by the time he picked it up again the second time, no chance.
I gave Avery a hit on that. I thought it was a hard hit ball.
Scorekeeper? I'm thinking she's
You're not
disagreeing
sure.
with you.
She's disagreeing
there,
with
Joe.
me.
She's going
That's
on
fine.
Error.
She's in charge.
Like shortstop, I gotta go with the air.
Saying he should have had it. So Malazuk to the dish. And he'll look at ball 1 down from Montero. And Malazuk will call for time.
I'll change my score sheet to match hers then.
She is in charge.
Yes.
Joe, I'm just looking out at the scoreboard. It looks like the Relics have put up a second converted touchdown. Now 14-0. Going for the 15 and trying to get that one over in a hurry. And it changed to 15 while I was chatting. So they'll just need 3 outs whenever they get to the bottom of the third. And we could be crowning a Legends champion well in time to get into the Pops. Up over the head of Rogelio Sequeira. It's knocked down by Pena, and that is a base hit for Malazuk, and that'll bring up Nick Mullins as the hit attack continues for the New York Gremlins here in the third inning. 4 runs already in, 3 of them on the big home run by Cole Evans, and he may have surpassed Wayne Laulu now as the happiest guy in the park. In the feet of Flores. Oh, they had Avery hung up over there, and he belly flops back into second base, got the uniform dirty. I'm almost shocked that Flores didn't throw that.
Yes. Ryan Avery not taking any chances.
That's going to be a fair ball right into the glove of Juan Villavazo. One of the easier two hoppers you'll ever get as a first baseman. Gremlins score 4 and jump out now to a 5-0 lead, and looking good in their bid to make the ISC championship game for the third year in a row? Fourth. It'll be the 4th year in a row for the Gremlins, should they get there.
This business was opened in 1965 by my father, Ned Mattiosi. Could have walked in here 25, 30 years ago and seen just about the same thing. The process of making this suit takes about 6 weeks. It goes through about 12 or 13 hands as it's moved along the line. It's an old-time place. Making stuff from scratch here in the city at a reasonable cost. It's a very personal type of business.
Rafa Flores to the plate. Top of 4. Gremlins out in front, 5-0. Villavazo opens with a strike. And Joe, at this point now with a 5-0 lead, that's exactly what you want Semi Villavazo to do. Pump in strikes, don't fall behind batters, get ground balls.
Stay ahead of the count.
He's up 0-2 as Flores had a mighty rip. Josh Pettit continues to throw down the right side for the Gremlins. Flores chases out of that outside pitch and fouls it off. Pettit came on in relief in the JB game the other night, Joe. Only threw a couple of pitches. Gave up the home run. Flores yanked this one through the 5.5 hole out to left, and he's aboard with a base hit. Joe, they took a run off the scoreboard there in the Legends game. It's down to 14-0. The 2-point conversion, I guess, was reverted back to just a single. The runner missed the plate? Is that what you're saying?
Third base.
Missed third base, so called out. Oh. Listen, all the elation. I was too excited. Hard hit ball right back up the middle by Juan Villavazo, and JB got something cooking here in the top of the 4th, Joe. 2 straight singles to lead off the inning.
Don't count these JB bats out of this game. They have a lot of power there.
Well, as we saw in the Hill game, they can come from behind. And as we saw in the Gremlins game on Thursday, they can strike quickly. Mariano Montero to the plate.
It's important that Montero keep this inning moving along. Some good offense to add here.
Swing and a miss.
If they can get that bottom 3 going in that JB lineup, certainly has a lot of strength.
Called strike, so 0-2, just that quick on Mariano Montero. That one misses off the outside corner. Montero not chasing after that.
Good purpose pitch.
That's a foul at the plate.
Sammy Villavazzo trying to keep that ball low, keep that ball in the infield. Trying to double off these batters right now.
Called strike 3, Montero waving the bat around. That's going to get you thrown out, son. You cannot wave the bat at the umpire. Lot of restraint shown there by Trevor Topping. Cesar Rodriguez upstairs from Villavazzo. Looked like he lost his footing, Joe.
Yeah, I just couldn't find that plant.
Called a strike. And Joe, I think if you were to poll the players, they would prefer, if you're in the losers bracket, to play all these 3 games back to back to back. Normally there would be a break after this game before the ISC championship game. But the team that's in this game, the loser of the winter bracket final, sometimes there's just kind of a speed bump there for the team that wins that first game, and they get on a roll, and they're already going, and the team has to come in and try and get set up and pumped and everything.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to keep your momentum going.
It's hard to win this game if you're the one that is sitting, and then you got to take on a team that's already got some momentum, as you just said. To the screen and back. And that one is hammered out to right. Getting the wave. Here comes Flores. Here's the throw, and it's cut off. Flores comes in, touches the plate. I don't know if I'd want to be Nick Mullins and seeing Rafa Flores come around third with a full head of steam and think about having to block the plate.
Yeah, I think I'd step out of the way.
Well, Nick Mullins, tougher than you and I, Joe.
Yes.
He's going to lower the shoulder and meet it head on. But an RBI single. And JB on the board. And a pinch hitter here for...
Manuel Godoy.
Well, no, it's Gustavo.
Gustavo.
Godoy. Manuel Godoy plays for the
that's-
Dukes,
yeah.
and he's not allowed to switch teams.
No, they're not.
mid-tournament.
Not mid-tournament, are they? Got the Godoys mixed up.
Well, there are a lot of them. Gustavo Godoy pinch hitting for Yusuf Davis in the 9 spot. And in for a strike. And that one is hit foul on the left side.
Brother's sitting right in the front row.
So Villavaza will get back to the board. JB still a pair of runners at first and second. And this one goes behind Gustavo Godoy as Villavaza completely lost control or lost his grip on the ball. It's like he just basically dropped it in mid.
Yeah, his grip on the ball wasn't.
Yeah, he just lost it.
Yeah.
So Juan Villavaza now over at third, and up at second is Cesar Rodriguez. And this one well hit to left field. Matty Waugh will make the catch going into foul territory. Tagging and scoring is Juan Villavaza. Up into third goes Cesar Rodriguez. So give a sac fly RBI and a good pinch hit appearance there by Gustavo Godoy. And back to the top of the shop for Pena. And look out, Joe. Here come the JB squad.
It's tough to come off that bench, but Gustavo Godoy did his job. Now back up to the top of the order.
Ishmael Pena and Josh Pettit must have finished his warm-ups. He's back in the dugout. He may be called upon on a moment's notice now. And off the plate from Sammy Villavaza. For the Gremlins, ideally they'll get through this game without having to use Andrew Kirkpatrick. J&B just want to keep the momentum going at this point. Draw ever closer. Doesn't matter who they're going to face in this game.
3 hits this inning, 2 runs.
Called a strike. Pena couldn't pull the trigger on that. Joe, it's turned out to be a beautiful night here. Some purple skies off to the west. A little bit darker clouds to the north. And that is fouled off down the right side. As long as those clouds stay to the north.
Yes. Please.
We should be fine. We don't need them rolling in here at any time soon. This one is straight up in the air. Evans will take charge and call for it. JB, score a pair. They strand one. It's now 5-2. We'll go to the home half of the fourth. Gremlins coming back to the plate.
Murphy's Fish and Chips is not only a great place to get some of the best seafood in Canada, but is also one of the best fastball sponsors in the game. Voted Nova Scotia's best fish and chips by Eastlink TV, Murphy's is a family institution since 1996 and a proud fastball sponsor of many Canadian and ISC championship teams. Open 7 days a week. Come join us for our famous English-style fish and chips or any of our daily specials. Murphy's is located at 88 Esplanade in Truro, Nova Scotia. We thank Dave T. Anderson and Murphy's Fish and Chips for their commitment to fastball and the broadcast program.
Maxi Montero completing the last of his warm-up tosses. Going to be top of the shop. Matthew Waugh, Jerome Remeke, and Ben Anoka.
Montero has to come in and shut the door. Good clean inning. Good quick inning.
Montero misses outside to Waugh.
Wow, with that big home run in the third inning.
And called strike on the outside corner.
Back up again the top of the fourth. Sorry, bottom of the fourth. Went through 9 batters in that third inning.
They're going to ask. No, says our third base umpire. That's Mark Karras. Wow, lashes this one out to left. Mariano Montero will settle under that and make the out. And Remeke takes the first pitch. Remeke, a walk and a strikeout. Chased out of the zone his last at bat, Joe, and I thought that was a little odd to see that from Jerome. Usually very disciplined at the plate.
Very uncharacteristic.
And goes after a rise ball there.
Nine for 16 so far in the tournament.
On the corner, called a strike. We go a little further outside and don't get the call that far out. And this one, he hits that. I don't know how he got a bat on that, Joe, because that was halfway across the other batter's box almost. And he just reached across and poked it foul. Joe, I see the Hallman twins have made their way to the park. Good time, halfway through the loser bracket final. Time to get stretched and loose.
Nice, quiet, relaxing day back in their motels.
Boy, they could have rented a couple of movies. Couldn't have gone golfing. Would have been a little wet out there golfing. You wouldn't want to do that anyway. Called strike 3, outside corner. Remeke was going to fish after it, pulled back, but called a strike. And 2 down here in the inning. Montero has shut the door since coming on.
First strikeout for Montero there.
Inside to Anoka. And there's a called strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike.
Nice pitch on the inside, trying to tie up Anoka's hands.
And there's one in the outside corner for Ben. So 1 and 2. Montero trying to have the first clean inning for JB since the first. And 2 and 2.
Tried to talk Trevor Topping into calling that pitch, but Trevor not having anything to do with that.
This one will be fouled down the right side. That'll be out of play. Diving play over there, but can't keep the handle. Ishmael Pena dove to his right, and as he went to stand up, the ball popped out of the glove. Base hit, Ben Anoka.
Does our game changer scorekeeper agree with that? We have reached a consensus.
Zenon Winters will come up with a man aboard. Zenon's been in scoring position when he comes to the plate, Joe. Well, he's a little hopper, and he is not going to burn that ankle out by tearing down first base. So the single by Anoka goes for naught. The Gremlins don't score in the 4th. 5-2 lead. JB coming to the plate, top of the 5th. Early is getting late for the team from the West Coast. Joe, I'm always hungry for a steak after that commercial for Big Pete's Steakhouse in Oswego up in Ontario. You and I are going to be in that neck of the woods in about a month's time. The Ontario Challenge Cup, the fall qualifier in the Canada East region. Lenny Villavazzo to the plate. And that pitch misses down. Villavazzo to Villavazzo.
Third time through the order now for JB, so seen him a couple of times.
Wanted to go upstairs, didn't chase. And he misses downstairs. So 3-0. Do you turn him loose?
Sure.
Sure. Totally agree. Let's have some fun. Go after a 3-0 pitch right down the middle. Well, that's a good dipper on the outside corner. And called a strike. Some anguish from the JB bench.
Yes.
And he is going to tell Nico Carrillo to back off. Carrillo got very close to the box from the on-deck circle. And there's ball 4. See, you just had to wait a pitch.
Yes.
A little patience.
Patience is a virtue.
Greg Leather will make the long, slow walk out to the mound. Josh Pettit has been warming again in the bullpen for the New York Gremlins. And is that it? That is it.
Yes.
And we're going to bring in Josh Pettit. Runner aboard. No, we're going to bring in Andrew Kirkpatrick, who was throwing even further off to the bullpen, out of sight. Boy, we're going to test the limits of Andrew Kirkpatrick. How much can he give? Round of applause from the New York supporters for Sammy Villavazzo. We'll take a break as Kirkpatrick comes in for his warm-up tosses.
Whatever your delivery requirements are across North America, Skelton Truck Lines provides you with reliable, safe, and high-quality service at a fair price. Skelton Truck Lines equipment is satellite tracked and delivers small parcel, less than truckload, and expedited shipments throughout Canada and the U.S. With over 50 years of experience and more than 50 trucks serving 4 divisions, Skelton Truck Lines is a thriving Ontario business and a proud fastball sponsor. Visit us online at skeltontruck.com. Thanks to Mike Skelton for supporting the broadcast program.
Nico Carrillo to the plate. And first pitch swinging, fouls that back. We panicked Luciano as we turned the lights down here in the press box to deal with the glare off the tinted window in front of us. And Luciano thought we had lost the power again up here as we did the other night. Joe, congratulations to the Sudbury Relics. A tight one over there, 17-0 in the Legends final. And another championship for the Sudbury Relics. Congratulations, boys. Celebrate tonight. And your second ISC Legends championship. Carrillo drills this one right back up the middle. Carrillo, Joe has had a decent tournament. It's not setting the world on fire, but it's not bad.
No, Nicholas was, let me see, including today's game, 5 for 15. So 333. 5 for 15.
Rogelio Sequeira to the plate. Sorry, guys. That's my fault. Apologize. Sequeira crushed one right at Cole Evans his last trip.
I have that starred on my scorebook.
Called a strike downstairs. Over the head this time of Evans. Here comes Villavazo. He'll score standing up. And Rogelio Sequeira gets it a little higher, a little harder this time, Joe. Over the head of Cole Evans and an RBI single.
2 hits this inning now. Run scored. 5-3.
Joe, how interesting would this game be if Rafa Flores got into one?
J&B did not have a hit in the first 3 innings. Had 3 last inning, have 2 this inning.
Flores will be keyed. Hits this one to right, first pitch. Got a long run out there for Avery. That is going to drop in foul. And they'll get a dry ball for Kirkpatrick. Five, 3 Gremlins and counting. Hopper to Remeke to second for 1, back to first. Call it 2. 5, 4, 3 equals 2.
Nice pitch there by Andrew Kirkpatrick, keeping the ball low, giving Jerome Remeke a chance to field that ball, turn the double play. Great turn there by Ladislav Malazuk.
They trade the 2 outs for the run. Base is now empty for Juan Villavazo. And they draw a little bit closer, Joe.
Yes.
Just a little bit closer. Thought the Gremlins were maybe going to run away with this one. This one fouled to the screen. Joe, I was talking with Var Mattiosian during the rain delay. As this one is punched out to right, Avery will come across, make the catch, and we'll pick that story up on the other side.
The annual Boys of Summer tournament is held every July at the Circle Tap Bar and Grill in Denmark, Wisconsin. We host some of the top teams in the game at one of the best venues in softball. The atmosphere of old-time fast pitch with all of the amenities of a full-service bar and grill in the grounds can't be beat. Reduced-rate hotels about 10 minutes from the park are available in Green Bay. To bring your team to the annual Boys of Summer tournament next July, contact Dean Kane at deankane16@gmail.com. Thanks to Circle Tap for their support of the broadcast program.
Joe started to tell the story talking with Var Mattiosian during the rain delay. And both of us just remarking on how close the games are here at the World Tournament, the come-from-behind wins, the walk-off wins, but the parity, and you and I have talked about that off and on over the course of the whole week, how close this season has been. Coming in, there was no clear favorite. You never knew who was going to win any given game just because of how much the field has closed up.
Yes, tighten that gap up a huge amount in the offseason with changes in rosters. And that parity creates a lot of evenness. That's what keeps the fans coming to the ballpark. A lot of people a few years ago were predicting, well, there's only one or two teams that are any good to win it. But this year there's probably 6 or 7.
Well, at the outset of the week, Joe, you and I talked about the top 4. The Twins, the Gremlins, the Chiefs, and the Bear Creek Express.
Yeah.
This one is lifted up in the air to short right, coming on in a hurry. Boy, he was way back there for Wayne Laulu. Oh, he really had to come on there. I don't think that's Cesar Rodriguez out there anymore. I think that's Nico Carrillo. That looks like Carrillo because he's too big to be Cesar. Yeah, so Carrillo has stayed out and right as the DP, so he's gone into the game defensively. But then we threw in kind of dark horse to be JB and the Grand Prairie Pirates. They were the 5 and 6 ranks team. I think I got them in reverse order there. Grand Prairie was 5, JB was 6, but nonetheless, we threw them in there as well because of their pitching, and they were going to be, and their hitting, they were going to be competitive with the top teams.
Yes.
And then Circle Tap Dukes had a real good week here as well and threw a scare into some teams with Devin McCullough pitching.
Good even balance this year.
Montero can't find the zone here against Evans, and suddenly, Joe, it feels like they're actually pitching around Cole Evans here a little bit.
He's on a roll right now. 2 hits in this game. 3-run home run back in the 3rd inning.
Called a strike. The Bamfords will be happy to see their man from the Ramblers softball club coming around. It was lovely talking to them this week, and little flare in the infield. Lenny Villavazzo will coast over, make the catch. Two outs. way up in the air on the right side. Lenny Villavazzo will race over to foul territory and make the grab for the third out of the inning. Good inning for Maxi Montero. Shuts down the Gremlins for the second straight inning. We'll go to the sixth. JB riding a little momentum here, Joe.
Yes. Stay tuned.
For the best Bear Tent banter on the airwaves, listen to Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly. Here's some of the biggest stars chatting with two of Newfoundland's own, Jason Hill and Steve Mullally. It's unfiltered and uncensored. Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly, wherever you get your podcasts. Yes, bye.
And Joe, at the speed that Andrew Kirkpatrick finishes his warm-up pitches, we barely got time to squeeze in a 15-second spot from Dust Up. But we do want to thank Steve Mullally for Dust Up, as well as for the Absolute Business Supply support here this week on the IC Network. All of our sponsors, Circle Tap, Skelton Trucking, Big Pete's Steakhouse, Murphy's Fish and Chips, Mr. Ned, Absolute Business Supply, Peligro Sports, Lumberjack Sports, Cool Bet, the New York Gremlins, and Dust Up. Thanks all of you for your support here in the broadcast program. Couldn't do it without you. It's our pleasure to bring it with you, and we'll get back to our multi-camera, multilingual broadcast for the championship game. Ladislav Malerzuk over to his left, throws out Mariano Montero for the first out of the inning here. Top of the sixth.
Good play by Malerzuk to go down, stay down until he picks up that ball.
Cesar Rodriguez.
Big clutch hit last time. Back in the third. Drove in a run.
Wanted to slap it this time, but that goes foul. Oh, and 2 to Rodriguez. And way upstairs. Six foot seven, Andrew Kirkpatrick goes up the ladder just a little more and makes an easy play.
Great fielding pitcher.
He really is. He comes off the mound and sometimes he
awkward.
slips and looks a little bit awkward, but he feels that position so well. And his height and wingspan, it's tough to get something by him. Up and in. Godoy stayed in the game.
Andrew Kirkpatrick, a little quicker pace than Sammy Villavazzo.
And pours in a strike. That's that curveball. Starts on the outside corner and just sweeps in. In tight, didn't get the call on that one. Mullins, 3/4 of the way out, thinks to call time. And now Trevor Toppin will clean the plate and go get him.
Good mound visit by Nick Mullins just to keep Andrew Kirkpatrick focused on the job to do. Don't get frustrated.
And this one fouled into the screen. And he's a lot like Sean Cleary in that regard, Joe. You never see a lot of emotion from Andrew Kirkpatrick. Just takes the highs and the lows. I don't think I've ever seen him really get upset on a call. And this one fouled into the screen. He is really as professional as they come out there.
Yes.
Called strike 3, and there's a fist pump from Kirkpatrick. And some harsh words, and gone. Godoy will have to take a seat outside the playing area.
Two Hall of Fame players. One, a three-time All-World player and twice the leading hitter at the ISC World Tournament. The other, a five-time All-World player who led the World Tournament in RBIs in 2008. Reese Casely and Travis Wilson, our teammates, our friends, our family. Congratulations, Reese and Travis, from all of us on the New York Gremlins on your induction into the ISC Hall of Fame.
Yusuf Davis indeed re-entered for Gustavo Godoy. He will resume his place in center field. And it looks like Cesar Rodriguez, Joe, is back in right now.
Huh.
So it's basically the same way that JB started the game.
Yes. Max Montero will have to keep a tight rein here now.
Mallory Zook shows bunt. He's done a great job since coming in. Joe has kept the door closed, 2 scoreless innings. We're into bottom of 6 territory. Gremlins have seen that lead frittered away down to just 1. And a called strike. And this one, Joe, exactly what we expected, a tight game.
Well, these two teams know each other. We've talked about that a few times this week, but...
Called strike 3, outside corner. Mallory Zook will head back to the dugout. I think both Montero and Kirkpatrick, Joe, have successfully expanded the outside corner.
And that's fine as long as everybody stays consistent.
Oh, as long as it's both ways,
yep.
Right? Consistent in both ways. Mullins to the plate and swings over the top. Good drop from Montero.
Second strikeout for Montero. 6th for JB over the game.
Ball on a strike. And this one is lace foul, so 1-2 now. We got balls coming and going from everywhere now. Oh, holy cow. And like I said, this is an area where we can improve, is get a ball in play from the home plate umpire, no waiting around for balls to come in from the stands. Montero's still pointing. And here comes another one.
Another rule that Softball Canada has, that when that ball goes out of play, a new ball comes in, and you have to keep that ball in play until you've at least finished that batter at the plate.
Upstairs from Montero. This one flared out to right. That's going to fall in for a base hit. And Mullins will turn the order over here in the 6th. Back to the top of the shop. Matthew Waugh has been having a day.
First hit for Nick Mullins tonight.
Waugh hit the ball hard. Two of his last 3 at bats, the home run. Greg Leather out to make a pinch run assignment. Need him to turn around so we can see who
Number
it is.
2.
2?
Yes.
So that is Tawny Mumu. Called strike. And again on the outside corner. Tried to go a little bit further, but that was the limit. 1-2. Called strike 3. Waugh left standing at the plate.
Jerome Muramaki now at the plate. Still searching for his first hit of the night.
3-4 hopper out to Villavazo, and he boots it. Seemed like it hit his bare hand, Joe. Got it into the way of the glove, and maybe too much in a hurry to make the throw.
Yeah, picked his head up a little too early there. Trying to rush the transfer.
That was just going to be an easy play to first, and concentration lapse. Can't have that here in the losers bracket final. You can't allow the Gremlins out-scouts. This could be the difference maker. You bring Bananoka to the plate unnecessarily here in the bottom of the sixth. Your team could be at the plate. Up and in.
Good crowd here tonight.
Foul back to the screen. Nice to see, Joe, that a lot of people came back to the park after all the rain that we had earlier this afternoon. This one lifted up in the air in the infield. And Juan Villavazo will put that away to end the inning. They get away with the error. On to top of the seventh. Last call for JB.
Coolbet. Comfortably thrilling.
Circle, 2 steps forward to the board. So the hard hit single by Villavazo has him at first. Nico Carrillo. That pitch misses outside. Lifted up. Avery, long run. That's going to fall in. Villavazo speeds around to third. The tying run to third base. JB, indeed, not going quietly.
That ball hit into the Bermuda Triangle. Runners on the corners now, 1 out.
And Sekera Joe Todd has scorched the ball his last 2 trips.
Yes, line drive to Cole Evans and a single back in the 5th inning.
Evans to the bench for a towel. The 1 down in the inning. There's the force at second, if you can get it. Crushed the ball his last 2 trips. Hard hit. They go to 2 for 1. Back to first. Safe at first. Andrew Kirkpatrick shows you why he might be the best fielder and pitcher in the game right there. Froze the runner at third. They get the force at second and almost a double play.
Froze him twice, actually. Had 2 good looks, but still had plenty of time to get Carrillo at second base.
Sekera hit it hard, but just right at Andrew Kirkpatrick, trying to go right back up the middle with it. And good hustle by Sekera, too, because he had to beat that out on the back end.
Very important.
So 2 down, and Rafa Flores to the plate. They're going to walk him. And Kirkpatrick, ever the professional, is not going to leave anything to chance here by leaving anything close for Flores. You know that he'd go after it if he could. So Flores will amble on down to first. Don't know that they've got any bench left, Joe, to make a pinch runner.
Remember that Juan Villavazo hit a home run off of Andrew Kirkpatrick in the 6th inning in the game on Thursday night.
Well, I'm sure that is fresh on the mind of the Gremlins, but if you're going to take your chances, you're not going to give it to Rafa Flores.
Well, you set up the force here. Makes it an easy play on the infielders.
Absolutely. Here's the game, Joe. Swing and a miss.
I'd want to bring that ball down. Just throw a bunch of drop balls.
Upstairs, I think I'd want to pound the outside corner knowing that you've been getting that pitch. And that one misses downstairs. Advantage Villavazo, 2-1. You have to live in the moment. Swing and a miss.
Great
JB
pitch.
Down to their final strike. The Gremlins a strike away from the championship game. 2 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded, 2 out. Swing and a miss. The Gremlins off to the championship game. They bend, but they do not break.
Great game put on by these two teams. 5-4, losers bracket final.
2 out of 3 for the Gremlins. They'll go to their 4th straight ISC World Championship game. That one is coming up here on the ISC Network. Full multi-camera, multilingual. Back to it. Blair Setford, Joe Todd, soon to be Luciano Lafrano, Catrona Lafrano. Can't wait to bring it to you.